We're going to talk about lifestyle and hypertension. Where's my personal trainers, my physical therapy people? Can you stand up for a minute? Okay. Get to know this lady well. This is the solution to America's hypertension crisis. Because we can't just do it with meds. Here is where lifestyle comes in. But now you have some knowledge. So, salt. Consuming 2,000 milligrams of salt a day causes you to retain fluid. If salt consumption causes you to retain fluid, by the way, it doesn't matter if it's Himalayan salt. It doesn't matter if it's sea salt. You know why? They did get it from the Himalayan mountains, even though there are none in San Diego. They did get it from the sea, even though I wouldn't drink stuff from the sea from San Diego. But here is where they fool you. You think Himalayan salt, organic, is more healthy than the processed. So guess what you do? Oh, they told me I shouldn't eat more than 2,000 milligrams of salt a day, but I'm eating Himalayan salt. So I'm going to put it on my salad. I'm going to put it in my water. I'm going to put it on paper because it's Himalayan salt. And guess what you're doing? You're absorbing a lot of fluid. If you're absorbing a lot of fluid, is that affecting your resistance or your volume? Your volume. Is that causing head symptoms or feet symptoms? And you are absolutely right. When you consume too much salt, your feet start to swell. And here's what people will say. Well, you know, I don't sprinkle a lot of salt on my food. Well, if you're not sprinkling a lot of salt on your food, but the food is processed. What did you just say? It already has salt in it. Excuse me, what medical school did you go to? Okay, I haven't heard of yours, but that's okay. Is that in Russia? Okay. She went to the Dr. Ross School of Medicine. The processed food already has salt in it. And guess what? With 14 billion people on the earth, most of us are eating processed foods. That's why your feet are swelling, because of salt absorption. What about cholesterol buildup? Cholesterol buildup causes increased resistance around your arteries. If cholesterol is blocking the flow of your blood, is that a resistance problem or a volume problem? Where are you going to feel most of the symptoms of cholesterol buildup? In your head or your feet? So get this now. If you have a resistance problem and you've only been prescribed medicine but never checked your cholesterol level, can anybody see what the problem is? We're treating one thing but not treating the source. We're treating the symptom but not the problem. The problem is you have too much cholesterol, and your blood pressure is telling you this resistance problem is caused because you have too much cholesterol. I'll get to you in a second. So, what about these three? I'm going to cover them real quick. Coffee, cigarettes, and liquor. Caffeine, nicotine, and alcohol cause vasoconstriction. So what's happening to your artery? It's tightening up. What's happening to your top number? It's going up. Does it affect your bottom number? Let me show you the slickness of the devil. When he invented these substances, he knew God invented blood pressure. So the devil invented strong caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine to increase your systolic blood pressure. Because how many of you know somebody that says they have to have their coffee and their smoke before they begin the day? And guess what? They stroke out. Because a stroke is a head issue. So when you're doing the caffeine, the cigarette, and the alcohol, it's increasing your resistance, but it's also increasing your volume. Isn't Satan smart? But God's people are smarter. That's why God gave you a healthy lifestyle so you could avoid the tricks of the devil. Most, you know what they used to say in medicine, Dr. Freitas? And I know, he's 2 or 3 years older than me. But they used to tell us, and even Loma Linda bowed the knee to Baal, a little drink every once in a while doesn't hurt you. And instead of the church sticking to their guns, that the Bible in the Old Testament, New Testament, I'm not going to get, Pastor knows this, when you look at the original language, it makes a difference between fermented and unfermented wine. The church didn't stand up and say, oh, no, 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 God didn't say that. Well, guess what? Now the medical community is saying they found that, get this now, even casually drinking alcohol once a month increases your chances of dementia, increases your chances of heart disease, increases your chances of heart failure, even drinking occasionally. How can foods or drink affect my 120 over 80? Anybody recognize this? This is called a banana. Now, I know I'm speaking to Adventists, so I have to be careful. Adventists, how many bananas are up there? Can you say that again? One. So don't go crazy. If you eat one banana a day, you have hypertension, your body absorbs 450 milligrams of potassium. Potassium does the opposite of sodium. Potassium causes fluid expulsion instead of fluid retention. Potassium causes your diastolic to drop instead of it elevating. But knowing Adventists, they say, man, if one banana is good, and it came from God, and at Trader Joe's, Trader Joe's, there's organic bananas. So what I'm going to do, if Doc said one banana is good, not me, God. If one banana is good, I'm going to eat bananas all day long to make a monkey jealous of me. And then you know what happens? You start elevating your random blood sugar. You try to overdo it, fixing your blood pressure, and now you got diabetes. Because one banana is good enough. So if you have hypertension, one of the foods you should eat, not every day, but at least 2 or 3 servings a week, is one yellow banana. God even put the change of the skin for us to know when the banana is good to eat. And any of you seniors or young people who suffer from chronic constipation, raise your hand if you suffer from chronic. Can I give you a little ancient monkey secret? Next time you go to the San Diego Zoo, look up at the monkeys, but don't look down on the ground. If you, if you eat one banana a day, not drink prune juice, you will be happy, and as they say in Spanish, feliz como lombriz. You will poop with ease. You will just think and you can go. One banana a day, Adventist. Here we go. Where are my personal trainers? The people that can get us healthy in America. How can regular exercise affect my 120 over 80? The first thing that happens when you exercise, you sweat. You're losing sodium. If I'm losing sodium, even though I overate the Himalayan salt, and I lose in volume, if I'm losing volume, am I increasing or decreasing my bottom number or my top number? I'm decreasing my bottom number. So when I sweat, I'm losing sodium and I'm bringing down my diastolic or my volume. But here's the problem that I find with most people. They don't know what type of sweat I'm talking about. They say, well, at work or at home, I move a lot. Here's the problem. Your mind does not release endorphins when you're moving at work. By the way, when your mind is not releasing endorphins because you're doing activity that causes you to sweat, it releases a different type of sweat. The type of sweat that smells. And you're not getting the benefit. So here it is. You're not lowering your diastolic, and you're losing a lot of friends when you don't exercise on a regular basis. But then there's the other people who, like Keith Sweat, they go to the gym all dressed up well to look at the machines. They go in well dressed, they come out well dressed. If you don't get a little bit ugly in the gym, sweating a little bit, you don't get the benefit of exercise. You must go into the gym with and this is why I say our personal trainers and our physical therapists are important to help you to know how to move so that you lose that volume. I'm almost done. When you exercise, you breathe in a lot of oxygen. That oxygen causes your arteries to relax. So, if your arteries are relaxing, is your resistance going up or is your resistance going down? Down. Is your systolic blood pressure going up or is your systolic blood pressure going down? Now, here's the key. Here's the trick. If I suffer from headaches and hypertension and I have a systolic problem, but I exercise on a regular basis, now do you see why people who exercise have a lower incidence of headaches? Because their systolic is going down. All right? Pulse. The importance of pulse with exercise is it helps to move the toxins, and these cells here are fighter cells. This is why people who exercise on a regular basis don't get sick as often.